because this piece of shit
You live without a bullet ever being, and you just casually walk into it.
This piece of shit, dude. I swear to God, I'm like, you know what? He's small and he's independent. I'll give him a chance. That's what the fuck we're all about around here, right?
Good to see you.
So I go to watch this guy, and he's just bitching for an hour about. He's got like 5 fucking people watching him, and one dude just fucking talking shit, and they're feeding into each other. And then he starts talking about old boy from New York. Well, what's his name?
Roger Rebus, yeah.
He starts talking shit about him. So here's the thing. I don't know that he was talking about us. He was probably talking about something else because we're pretty small, me and Matt. But he starts talking shit about, because at one time, old boy said, hey, I do this con thing because I love gaming. There's not a lot of money in it, blah, blah. And somebody starts talking shit about, be honest, motherfucker, for the money, blah, 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 blah. And then he starts talking about dishonest hosts who are always watching what they're saying and some other, and I'm like, is this motherfucker talking about us? But he's such a fucking pussy that he can't say anybody's name.
If he was talking about somebody watching what they were saying, he probably didn't mean you guys.
He could fucking be talking about anybody. This guy could be he's so vague. He is so trying to talk shit without pissing anybody off. Eat a dick. This guy, anyway. So I didn't know if he was talking about us, but then here's what really pissed me off. It wasn't that he might have been talking about us. Maybe it probably wasn't us. It was probably somebody else. But then his chat starts talking shit about Chubby.
Yeah.
Now, let me explain something. If you want to say that you don't like something that somebody's done, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool.
Not
with
everything's
that.
for everybody. Right?
Yeah.
Not everything's for everybody. I get it. And Chubby being a friend of mine, like, I'd fucking throw down for that dude. I love that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So Chubby being a friend of mine, if they were criticizing his product, I would just be like, hey, whatever, dude. You know what I mean? It's not for you, right?
Hey, Gary.
This dude in chat.
Let him cook.
This fucking dude in chat. I don't know who he was, but he was a bigger pussy than fucking whatever, Raven, whatever.
Ryan David likes to call him the Vulture, but continue.
He starts talking about fucking Chubby, no fun. Whatever the fuck, some kindergarten bullshit. I don't know. And then I just kind of got pissed. I'm like, dude, you haven't talked about a game for over an hour. All you've done is talk shit about people. And here's the thing. Matt has been telling me forever, you got to be careful what you say. You got to do this. Remember, there's, like Matt's very aware of the scene and who's doing what, blah, 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 blah. But I will, Matt, I will take your advice from here on out. But fucking DM whoever the fuck nobody cares about, like, fuck you, bitch. I was going to get up into your chat and tell you to go suck your own cock. But the problem is you had a thing where nobody can come in unless they've been I'm not going to fucking subscribe to your fucking channel for an hour. Eat a dick, bro. Fucking name names and call people out. Open up your fucking chat or shut the fuck up, dude. What a bitch. Rant ended.
Hold on.
But that's
Fuck,
dude. Showing up with a bad penny, and I'm like, what? Why do people?
It's a cortisol hit.
I try to ignore that stuff, but I'm not. On one level, I was telling Gary earlier when he was telling me this. I said to him, "I'm like, on one level, we've kind of come up."
I don't think he was talking
if he is talking about us, like, hey, he's looking at us, okay, and he's looked at a lot of people, so hey, I'll take that as a badge of honor, right? But on another level, whatever. The dude's mentally ill.
And then he's going after fucking some dude putting together a con. Like,
I know.
There's no money. There's no money in gaming. There's no money. Dude, he spent an hour talking about how everybody fucking ignores me, but I'm playing the goddamn gnome game, and in 5 years they'll understand why they should have fucking had engagement. No. Watch me lick my own asshole. Fuck you, dude. I'll meet you fucking anywhere, you fucking pussy.
No, I don't. About your asshole?
Yeah, this guy, that's he's just screaming into the void. And like the people who follow him are not following, because he's got like, I think over 1,000 subs at this point. They're not following him because they like him. They're following because they love the train wreck.
Yeah,
You say Samuel Icon isn't about the money, it's just a straight line to his audience. The dude is clearly all about the money, just don't lie to the audience, not hurt. You could be honest, like, yeah, of course cons are going to be about money. You got to put things out. Here's how you change minds. You put something out there that's true. It's like planting a seed. And Starblazer, when people will leave here, things are going to have to happen. And if I've told the truth, for example, here's how I've changed some minds a lot of times. If I tell you the truth and the other guys don't, well, then whatever happens will either line up with what I said or line up with the other side. And over the years, things line up with what I say. Like if I tell you, well, this is going to happen next so many years, yeah, and I'll have people call me bullshit. Next so many years, guys, the YouTubers will all start repeating what I said 5 years earlier. Because I was telling the truth. So now their dismissal of me 5 years earlier is just completely gone. Now they're actually repeating my words, right? Making my same arguments. But still, I'm still Voldemort. I still won't be acknowledged as the person who said it 5 years earlier. Right? It's like, whatever. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with cons being about money or part of it being about money. I think there's a mix. People can partly care, but their bias thinking means they'll want money first. That might be more important to them. But if they say it's not about the money, it's like, dude, people are there trying to become a name, sell their books, promote their ideas, become authority figures, and that is to gain success, to gain followings, to gain money. But there's nothing wrong with your hard work earning that for you. That's what they don't. I don't. So I agree with you. I don't get a Starblazer why they bother lying, because there's nothing wrong. And the more honest you are, the more genuine you can be. Because the more you spend time lying, the more you'll actually stop doing whatever good you were doing. Like everything becomes about that. It's like, dude, you can still be in it for the money and still care. And the more honest you are, the more real you'll feel that you are. It will actually make you, the more honest you are, the better you are as a human being. Even if you're honest about wanting to be successful and get a hit. That's why I say it's no good to sit there and lie to people. Say, I'm only on here for fun, but then I examine all your actions. Well, you're doing a stream every week on a certain schedule. Yeah. You're doing videos at a certain time of the day for a certain reason. Yeah. Well, dude, if you keep lying about that, it will destroy your character inside. It will make you fake. And if you're willing to lie about this, you'll find yourself within that habit lying about other things that you normally wouldn't. Like, you should just be honest. But here's what they're scared of, Starblazer. Some guys out there, they lie sometimes because they want to be able to set up things for later. It's like, what if you want to be successful on YouTube, but you fail? I mean, if you look at it after so many years, if somebody's not gotten somewhere, it means they failed. And who wants to say that they failed? Most guys don't. So a lot of guys on here will say they're on here for fun, but I'm like, okay, well then 4 years later, well, if you're on here for fun, it doesn't matter. But if you're on here to get somewhere, that means you failed. Who wants to say that about themselves on here? Nobody does. It's big ego. And they'll be honest sometimes with some things, but not others, which I find weird. It's like compartmentalizing their mind. Like they lie about this, but it's still, they're more deceitful about other things, because the more you lie, the more you'll lie. The more you'll lie. And even worse is projection. Many of the guys out here are lying about who they are, will sit there and try to project the reality of who they are onto a guy like me. I'm like, everything you say about me, dude, is true about you. That's why I get on them sometimes when they say, Steven can't take a joke or anything like that. Well, I do it in public now. Like, it's years ago when I wasn't streaming to show them I could handle all that. They would just assume all that. But the truth is, most of them couldn't handle a joke. Most of them couldn't handle debating. Most of them were walking on eggshells. These were all the same guys who said I couldn't handle it. I'm like, dude, let alone I can handle it. Well, obviously you see it now live more often. Like often, I handle everything. Debates, poking, joking around. Fuck, I handle it all, and I handle it really well. But you guys were all walking on eggshells, pretending you can handle it, and then preaching as if I couldn't. And then when you see them actually challenged with real poking, they can't handle it for a joke. When you see them get into real debates, they can't handle it. They go on edge and freak out. Get complete warping of reality. So I'm like, well, you know, I knew that. I knew it years ago. I knew it right away. They'd say like, we can handle jokes, but I'm like, yeah, but if you examine your stream and all the people on the stream, you guys are all unknowingly walking on eggshells right now while you're joking around. Like, have you paid attention to that part? Do you even notice that you're doing that? That you're walking on eggshells and being careful? Do you have the intellect to figure that out about yourselves? Do you realize that you're walking on eggshells about debates? You say you can handle them, but I'm watching. No, you can't. So when they finally get challenged with this stuff, they absolutely fall apart. If somebody really pokes them, they get really mad. Yeah, I try not to hate the guys. They'll be behind the scenes. Some of the guys that you mentioned will attack me, not knowing me at all. They're phony as the day is long. I got nothing to say about individuals like that. Like I think I know exactly who you're talking about, but I don't hate the guy. I mean, yeah, I wish him success. Like, I mean, I hope he has it. I don't get jealous. I don't care. But unlike some of these guys out here, and I won't just say him because there's no drama here, but a lot of guys always busy implying how better they are than you. I do it this way. Well, what are they implying? They're better than the next guy who does something alternative. I'm like, guys, if you're secure about yourself, you wouldn't always have to imply that you're better. That's an obvious insecurity. Right? And then some of these guys, game designers, I pick at them a lot because old school, go back to the 80s and that, Gary and them were very humble to understand just how important the person who ran the game is compared to them. Like Gary Gygax was really genuinely good on being honest about this stuff. There's things he said I don't always agree with. I don't bow to the legend of Gary Gygax, but the guy was very wise in his day and a lot more humble than you see people today. Like he'd say, like, I hope they don't realize that they don't need our game to play the game. True. But he also realized the main thing that everyone's here for is the experience at the table. And the one who makes sure that thing goes round is the person who runs the game. And if you don't have people that are capable of running the game, your hobby is dead. Like the market's dead. The games and the games so the market overall is second to the person who runs the game. The game itself is secondary to the person who runs the game. Like, basically, imagine trying to have a video game market like with PlayStation games, but you have no PlayStations, or you only have a few PlayStations. All right, just imagine that. Like PlayStation, the gaming console, the PC place that you game. If you're a game designer making video games, you can't deny how important that piece of the puzzle is for everything to work. It becomes so important, it's almost more vital than you that thing works, right? Old game designers always understood in the hierarchy of things, the game master was here, they were here. And 2026, especially in the old school, a lot of the game designers falsely put themselves up here, and everyone else, including the game master, is here for importance. Like they're this important to the hobby. I'm like, Well, dude, and a lot of games fail, and they fail for one reason. Like, no matter how important you thought you were to the hobby or how important your game was, it's like, well, how well does your game produce people to run it? You start realizing you're not going to build in PlayStation. Your game has to sit there and make sure people can run it, like people that you're going to inspire that and build that up. And if not, your game going to the market means nothing. So Gary and them all understood this. Game Master up here. Like, we are the PlayStation. We are the thing that makes everything work. Without us, you're completely, you don't even have a hobby. You don't have a market. Games are no good. A hobby is no good. You need that. And it's like, once you understand that's the most important piece of the pie, as a game designer, you don't sit there and treat the people that make the magic happen at the table as secondary to you. You appreciate their position. You understand how important they are. And you even understand, like, you're leaning on them for your game. Like, you don't mess with them. Like, you don't mess with them. And the only other cheap way to do it is either go raw, which means anybody can just try to run a sort of terrible version of the game, very mediocre, or you have to be pretty free and give a lot of authority over to the guy who runs the game. That's why all the old school games say, if your game master says this, if your game master is going to use this, if, because they understand the game and the company has to bow the knee to the person who runs the game. And the game text made that clear. So, but I don't, as far as individual people, I mean, it's like when Starblaze, the reason I wouldn't mention names, here's another reason. There's always a variety of people guilty of certain things. The implication, the constant implying that they're better than other people. There's a lot of guys do that around the old school. Constantly. It's an insecurity. A lot of them can be like that, yep. Very arrogant, but it's, and I get it's annoying, but what you're really seeing is insecurity. Like, truly confident people aren't like that at all. They don't need to constantly imply how they're better than other people. It just doesn't exist. And it's, again, I'm not just picking. Like, I'm nothing against individual people. Like, I get the audience can have their whatever opinions they want. I think we all, as public people, have to just you let the audience think what they want. That's how this game works. You put yourself out here, and people in the audience that aren't participating in what we do as public figures have the right to not like me, not like this person, to have their critical thoughts. That's okay, right? Yeah. I mean, it would make for a better situation all around, because some of it becomes you become accustomed to a certain thing, and then you make a certain part of the audience accustomed to a certain thing, and it's a very shallow part of the audience that you're feeding into. But look, it's cheap growth. It's this. You're talking to an audience that has a small ceiling, right? And it's like, okay, well, I mean, if your ego needs that rub, have it. If you need to constantly go around implying that you're better than other people, that's on you. That's on you. But would I just go after him as some target thing? Like, no, that's unfair. It's unfair just because so many guys do it. So just to keep saying his name would be that. I get how people would see that as like me personally, like what you say is your business. I can't, as public people, we can't tell the audience what they can say or what they can think. And we can't, like there is a limit. There is a limit. There are certain things that if you said them, I'd be like, dude, cool down there. But I mean, on just your critical opinion about other people, that's on you. It's not something as a public figure I bother to focus on, but I get what you're saying. Just understand my position. I'm not just talking about this to avoid what you're saying. It's just to say I really don't have beef with the guy. So the individual you're talking about there, and I personally hope he has success. I really do, even if he is out there doing whatever. It's like, dude, I'm not jealous. I hope whatever hard work you put into whatever you're doing, man, works out for you. Cool. That's great. A lot of guys, though, some people in his circle will constantly take shots at me without mentioning my name, which can be a little weird, where it's like, they're aiming stuff at you, and it's like, dude, you don't know me. You really don't. Like, you've just heard about me, you're assuming a lot of things, and it's become stupefied, because I can't take what you say serious if you're simply wrong about who I am. Like, it just doesn't match reality for me. So it's like, oh, well, you could think that. So these guys have their opinions. Look, I don't think they had that much sway over things going on, but in a way, it's sad to see it so often. So I think the ego gets in the way of, like, you're not going to get an honest person like me to want to talk to you if you keep behaving like this. So it's just not going to happen. All right. I'm not going to be attracted to having that kind of stream or people like him or anybody like in that circle, because they behave that way. I can't control it, but just be more honest. I am. And I live it. Like, if I say something out here, I'll be really honest if I failed at something. And they'll laugh at me about it, but it's like, okay, well, I've also done this. I play long game there, Starblazer. I'll sit there and I'll say failure. And they'll say, well, they'll laugh at me for a couple of days, and an audience that already doesn't like me will sit there and laugh too. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to lose any support, but here's what's going to happen by me being honest. And they don't realize the long game, because they're all short-term thinkers. By being honest, that builds up credibility for me. If I fail something, it's like, okay, I failed. But it's like later, when people want somebody who's serious about something, they'll come to me before they go to them. It's like, you say what you want about Steven, he's honest. I want to go see what he thinks. And that's credibility they don't get. That's long game. And I'm very honest that I played the things that way, but a lot of guys here that we're talking about Starblaze, or you're talking about individually, a lot of them are short-term guys. Like, they see everything in the short term. Like, everything's now. They don't see, like, I'm like, well, if you talk this way or have this attitude, what is it going to be like in a year? And some of them don't think about that, because they're all an instant success. This is where I say some of them are very thoughtless, and they'll throw the hobby under the, in the ocean, under the bus, right? Because it's like, well, the way you're acting right now is going to harm how we talk about this stuff. It's going to harm new people coming in and hearing about this stuff. It's going to harm how people are actually going to experience the game when they're going to sit down, because of the ways they've heard about things. This is actually going to harm the hobby. It's going to harm it 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, for actual people sitting down to play the game. Like, you're actually, like, the outcome is going to be negative for people that actually try to play the game, right? And so but guess what? They don't care, because that short-term thing got them some more subs, got them a few more sales, got them some short-term ego boost. I'm like, well, okay, fair enough, but I'll do stuff that might take a little bit more grinding, and I'll get a payoff later. But it will benefit people later too. Like, my content will help with designers, right? So designers are hearing a lot of old ideas that I know has not been talked about openly, because it's not how people talk about the old games. Concepts, like, it's just going to be concepts, and trying to understand the games too in different ways. It's going to be interesting when you're always hearing the same thing about a game, right? It's new ideas that are going to bring into the picture. And then over time, people appreciate it, because not everybody just wants to sit down and listen to every game I'm going to cover right now. But I've noticed over time, views keep slowly building up on a lot of things I'm doing. And then credibility slowly builds up. It's a long game, but I'm playing long game, right? So I don't care about the short-term attacks. Like, well, you're only this right now, not getting too far. I'm like, well, yeah, and you're getting maybe ahead of me, somebody that might have been lower than me, and then getting ahead of me really quick or in shorter term. I'm like, yeah, but in ways that's going to hurt you more. You just don't know it yet. And you might even get a lot bigger than me. It doesn't mean in the long run, in 5 years, this will hurt you more. And for me, playing the longer game. But I'm as guilty as a lot of people, Starblazer. I get caught up responding to people. And even though in some parts I was playing the long game, I get caught up playing the short game a bit too. But I'm honest about that. I've put out content saying that. Oh yeah. Some of them obviously don't like me either, as you know, my dude, as you know, which is sad because it's like, I think I bring a lot to the conversation, and it would benefit other content creators and people wanting to be public to actually talk to me. Like, think about what people thought, and then suddenly I started doing the interviews. Everyone was saying, interviews are great. Like, dude, I've always had. Your biased thinking is what stopped you from seeing what was obvious in front of you already. Then when you see an interview, you're like, well, he did really good. Like, dude, you would know I was going to do good on this if you just didn't look at me with a very biased lens, right? You would realize it already. Like, it would already be, you'd clue into it a long time ago. And it's harming. It doesn't just harm me when, say I try to do something that might be appeasing a bit to that part of the or that echo chamber. I'm like, dude, when you guys put me down, I'll be fine. I won't, fair enough, I won't get you. But it does harm you to not want to have somebody like me in the conversation. Like, I know a lot. I have some real, genuine experience, and if you keep painting a false picture of who I am, you won't even see the truth. Well, he doesn't know anything. But anybody with a biased view of me, here's what I say, and they go like, yeah, man, you know a lot. I'm like, yeah, well, I do. That means I'd be good for a panel. I'd be good for a discussion about tabletop role-playing games. And I bring a lot of deep thinking to the conversation, right? Oh, that's it. That's, you have to. That's why I put up my video saying, like, I failed to sell my game at the time. You got to self-reflect and grow. And you got to be honest. I'm not perfect now. I wasn't perfect even years ago. But my thing is always the aim to improve, because I want to go somewhere with it and aim at something real. But some guys, yeah, you're right. Some guys just live in lies. They live in lies. And by the time they give into something, it's when they can sort of give into it without looking like they failed at something. Like, they can't be honest, they can't grow. No, they'll never give me credit for exactly, Starblazer. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. It will never be acknowledged. I'll be painted as an asshole and everything. That 1,000,000% correct.